episode.
Hello, and welcome to our December webinar. My name is Erin Curry, and I'm the Executive Assistant here at CARST.
And I'm Pam Workington, and I'm the Executive Director of both CARST and CNRPP.
For this webinar, we're using a slightly different format. Instead of hosting the webinar live, we've decided to take our time and give you a tour of the many resources available to you as a CARST member. Many of these resources are available through our website, but there's so much information that we thought it could be helpful to give you a general tour.
That's right. Over the years, we've compiled a lot of information and we've made it available on our website. And then most recently, we redesigned our website. And so we wanted to make sure that you knew where some of those resources that you may have found before are now located. And we also found that a lot of our members don't even realize the resources that we've got available. So we wanted to let them know.
Sounds great. So why don't you start the tour?
All right. So we're going to take you over to our website. So here's our home page. So this is the page that anybody would land on, our home page for the CARST website who hasn't logged in as a member. And so we call this our homeowner health page, and it gives a good overview of basic information that we want the public to pay attention to. So talks about reducing radon, gives them an easy click in there. We have a really nice spot for highlighting our members, and so this changes every time you land on this page. A new person will come up. We have a list of our upcoming events, which really are targeted for both public and professionals, so check those out. And then we also have our Facebook page and our Twitter page, and then opportunity if you aren't yet a member, so you can find that. And I also wanted to highlight these social media icons. Also, we've got quick links up here to the social media icons.
Sounds good. So how do members log in? Because it took me a while to figure this one out.
Yeah, so way up here, this little blue silhouette person, that's where you want to click. And then you can come in here and you can log in. And I created sort of a user one so that you could check it out. And then once you log in, it's actually going to take you to this For Professional landing page. So these items are really geared more for our members. And so we wanted to highlight different information for you.
Sounds good. Okay, so the members only section, and let me just emphasize, I really think everyone, all our members, need to take the time to log in and really get familiar with what's available here, because there is so much information. We do keep it up to date. And there's just a lot of great resources that can really help them with their business.
Yeah. So let's go right into the things that will help you with your business. So we do have advertising material available that we've developed, and you are welcome to use it. So all you need to do is email us. And so here on this page under the member section called Membership Resources, we have a little bit of information on some radon awareness ideas. We really want to try and encourage you professionals to go out and do radon awareness with your local community. So we put together some sort of kits for different interest groups. And there is a page that we'll talk a little bit about later that you can jump to and goes more into detail on that. But then we also have some advertising available. So we've got a brochure. This is a threefold flyer that looks like this. And it really talks about a lot of different things with radon reduction and the building code, and really this was designed with trying to engage various interest groups, and so that's available. We also put this magnet together, so this is a really great tool that emphasizes the need to go right from testing to mitigation, and so this is also available. And then we also have a postcard, so this is a really neat postcard. Now this one we targeted specifically to grandparents. We found that grandparents are really the members that we're seeing buy into radon awareness. So we really wanted to key in on that group, and that women especially are making a lot of the decisions for health. And so that's why we use this image on our postcard. And then also just the concept of it being preventable. One of the messages that we are going to be bringing out more and more is the fact of protecting your future health. And so the message that you want to be around for your grandchildren too, I think is an important message with radon. because it is something that affects us later in life. So those are some advertising materials that are available. What do you think, Erin? Anything else?
Yeah, well, so all of those, all that material can be printed and shipped to our members. All they need to do is email you and ask, right?
That's right. Yeah. So give me a little bit of notice before an event's coming up. Or if you just want to have it available to hand out when it's ready, just make sure you don't keep too big a stock available, enough that you'll use it up in the next 6 months or so.
That's right. And in addition to that, there's another resource that people can borrow from CARST. We have a really nice, actually a couple of really nice banners that you can use. So if you're hosting an event, or if you're just putting up a little booth trying to raise some awareness, you can ask us to send these to you and we will loan them to you.
Yeah. And so when you're doing an event, it's really important to have a professional look. And so we know if you're just getting started, or maybe just doing one event a year or something, and you don't want to invest in your own banners, we wanted to make this easily available for you guys. So there's the CARST banner that's there on the left picture behind Alan Whitehead, and then another banner which you can see better on the right picture behind Scott Cryer. So CNRPP also has a banner, and that goes really nicely with one of our printables. So here are some of the other handouts that I was mentioning before, sort of geared towards different interest groups. So we've got workplace resources available, childcare resources, and then for our senior professionals, we also have labels. So there's mitigation labels, and these are all developed in accordance with the CGSB standard. So the new standard that has just been released has certain requirements that the labels need to meet. And so we've designed these to meet those standards. So you can order those. Right now, they're still free. And then we also have a measurement label that's available. And so you can also order those that you can put in when you're doing measurement testing. And then there's some postcards.
Perfect. So, yeah, and remember, everything's available in English and French.
And we also really, really, really want to encourage you, our members, to do awareness efforts in your own community. And so we, as part of that, and efforts to encourage you, we thought we'd put a little contest together. And so if you are doing awareness through November, December, January, let us know what you've done, and send us an email with a little picture or with a sample. And we want to share that. So we really want to inspire each other and let them know what's going on. And as a little incentive to give that information to us, we'll give you a free contest. So under the professional tab right here, we have our share your radon awareness initiatives. And so you can upload a picture here and let us know what your radon awareness ideas are. Or you can also email us.
Yeah, email it to us and we'll upload it and we'll enter you in the draw.
Yeah.
Because there's one free conference registration to be won, which is definitely worthwhile.
Absolutely.
So can we go back to the members section, Pam?
Yeah. So after membership resources, we also have these webinars. So we've started hosting webinars this fall. And yeah, so Erin, how about you tell us about the webinars?
Right, so we started them this fall. We're doing one a month. We started with social media, just as an introduction on the different social media platforms available and how you might use them to communicate with clients and just advertise, and build radon awareness. Then we went into the Build Your Own Radon Awareness campaign, which we co-hosted with Radon West, Colin Dumais from Radon West. And that really helped, find your target audience and how to really reach out to them. Then a really great webinar was the one we did with Tarian. Tarian Warranty in Ontario, they will cover the cost of a radon mitigation system in homes that are 7 years old and newer. So we get a lot of questions about the coverage available, who's covered, all the ins and outs, and all of those questions were answered really well in this webinar. So I really encourage anyone who's interested to watch the webinar. Our webinars aren't long either. They run from about half an hour up to an hour, so it's not going to take your whole day. And to go along with the Tarian webinar, we also put together a little toolkit with handouts, postcards, and that type of thing that you can use to really reach out to potential clients.
Yeah, and there is a full page on our website under public resources here about Terry, and we won't show it to you, so we'll make you go and check that page out yourself.
Yeah, but lots of extra info. And then finally, for Radon Action Month, we did 2 webinars. We did our first French webinar. So really the point of both webinars was to touch base coast to coast on the different radon awareness initiatives that are taking place. And there were a lot of them this November. It was a really active month. So in Quebec, we had a special focus on initiatives that pertain to Quebec. And then we did a coast to coast one later in November and really went across the country. And we've got some links up here to the different initiatives that we talked about during that webinar. And now for December, we have this little on-demand webinar to help guide you through all that we have to offer.
Yeah, and so then we will post future webinars here in this space, so keep coming back and checking it to see what's coming up and what you've missed. So back to our members only section, there's another page that I think is really useful. This was a great suggestion by one of our members. And so it's a listing of different employment and volunteer opportunities. And so specifically, there are public tenders that are available. I will post them as I come across them, but I'm not always checking. So you should go and check out these links, click on them, and then just do a quick search on Radon to find out what's available. And then volunteer opportunities as well. So you can join committees, and this is a list of committees that you can join, a little summary of them, because we really do want you involved.
That's right. And you don't need to be a board member. You don't need to be a specialist. You don't need to have been doing radon for 10 years. Please, if you have an interest, just send us an email and we'll match you up with a committee. We'd love to have you involved.
Yeah. And then another section, there's a radon discussion forum, so you can go check that out and post a comment. There's also a membership directory, and so we'll show that a little bit, but we need you to come and enter more information about yourself. So in this membership directory, we put this specifically together to highlight the skills of our members. We do really feel like we've got some valuable members with a wide assortment of skills.
That's it, a really diverse membership, because almost no one does radon full time. So we tend to get people coming into radon from a lot of different backgrounds. So it's a really cool industry.
Yeah, and we have members who are engineers, who are architects. We have members who are in the health industry, and yeah, just a really wide variety of areas. And so it's a great opportunity to highlight your areas, but also if you need help in something or ask a question or whatever, to come and quickly find it. But we need your help with making this tool more valuable.
Yeah, so how do people get that information plugged in, Pam?
So you're going to go back up to this blue silhouette looking guy, and you're going to click on it, and then you're going to go view profile. And it's in here that you can make some changes. And so then if you click edit profile, then you can come down, and so you can do some changes to your organization, your name, your address if you happen to move. But I'm going to highlight down here too. We also wanted to make sure that we highlight your language. So if you offer services in different languages, make sure you check that off. And if we don't have the language listed here, then just send us an email and we can add it. And then we really want to make sure that we include you in that. And then the skills are here down below. And same thing, if we tried to put together a pretty comprehensive list, but we certainly didn't do everything. So make sure you let us know what you want to highlight, and we'll add that to the list so that you can show that off. And then once you're done, click save, and that's it.
Great. I think that pretty much finishes up the members only section.
Yeah. And so I'll just move quickly to show you the contact. I won't go in here, but there is some quick information about how to contact us. If you're wondering who the current board of directors is, then you can check it out. There's a little bit more detail on them. And then also this working together is a great page about CARST and CNRP. And if you're confused about what is what, then that will help you become less confused. So where should we go next, Erin?
Let's go into the For Professionals tab.
All right. So here again is the first one is the contest. So we're going to skip through the first few here. Membership benefits, which you are all members already, so you probably already have that memorized, and you've already been through the membership application. Also, there's some information about the benefits of becoming a CNRPP professional. So if you aren't already a professional, that's a great page to come out, but to check out. But we're going to jump right to upcoming events. Do you want to talk a bit about this page, Erin?
Yeah, I think this is a great page to keep an eye on. We've got any and all upcoming course, either on measurement or mitigation. But we also have anytime there's an awareness event or an initiative, if we hear about it, we add it in here. So right now there aren't, but in November there were a ton of them. And you never know, if there's something happening in your area, you might want to go to it. There's also the conference, of course, which you should definitely jump on registering.
Yeah.
For. Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you also are hosting a awareness event in your community, let us know, and we'll add it to the upcoming events. We've also been tweeting and Facebooking sometimes about them, so we will help you with promoting your event as well.
Yes. Yeah, I tweet about them, and yeah, I basically tweet about them.
Yeah.
To try to get more people in there.
And if you missed a past conference, then here is where you want to check out. This is a great resource because we have, anytime we get permission to post the presentations from a conference, then we do. So there's some really valuable information here. So I'm going to go to last year's conference in Banff. You can click on that icon, and then here you can go and you can check out the presentations from the conference. And so you can see the schedule is here. Anything that's highlighted blue, you can go and click on and get take a look at the PDF. If it's black, it just means we don't have a presentation or we didn't get permission. So that, and then you can also check out the photo album and check out the fun that you missed, or maybe a reminder of the fun that was there. Last year we did the field trip, and so that's a great one to check out and see what was happening last year, so to get some inspired for coming to next year's field trip. And then also it was we had some really great sponsors, so we also have highlighted those. So if you're looking for information and finding out who's really involved in our conferences, this is a great place to check out.
Yeah, now that is a really good resource because access to all those presentations is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, okay, so next we've got the documents and research papers. This is another hidden gem.
Yes, this is my favorite page.
So go ahead.
There is so much information on this that I'm gradually adding some quick links here. So this contains radon documents that are for public, but then really for professionals and also research. So we have put together a list of all of Health Canada's radon publications that we know about, both for consumers and health professionals. Then we've also started to list research articles. So if we have a link directly to them, then we've put it in so that you can jump right to take a look at the research. And so we are continually reorganizing this to make sure that it's really well or easy to use for you. And we're continually adding to that. So as we find out about more and more research, I have a lot of historical research too that people are sending. So we'll add that. But if you also want to find out what's going on in a particular province, you can click the quick links here, and it will take you down. It should take you down to the documents that are pertinent to those provinces. And so then you can find out about specific research or maybe different organizations with specific links to the relevant information in those provinces.
Yeah, that's great. And this is related to, but not the same as, the Radon News Online, which I think we might be able to go to next.
Yeah, that's right. So that's research, but we can go over here to public resources, and we have a list of all the news that's online. So you can see November was a really great month for Radon News, and you can see all the different articles. So if you missed something, or maybe you saw it but you forgot it, hopefully you can find it here. And if we're missing something, let us know. If you have an article that was published in a paper and there is an online link to it and we don't have it here, let's get it all up here because it's really great to see. And we do have past articles, so you can kind of see the ebb and flow of articles through the year. And so it's fun to see, which November is bigger. So I'm going to go back to, November 2014 was not quite nearly as big as November 2017 was. So it's really fun to see
Yeah.
how this has grown.
Yeah, it is. It is fun. I update it weekly, so so yeah, if a week or two has gone by, or even if you just see something interesting, you never know, send it along and we'll get it up here.
Yeah. So then we do have additional information. This is a page that has a number of different partners in the radon industry. So if you're wondering about different organizations that are partnering that has radon content on their website, then that's a great site to check out. And then, like I had mentioned before, the Ontario Home Warranty, or the Tarian Home Warranty, we have information about there. But let's go check out our radon videos. Erin, you want to talk about this? It's a little slow
Yeah,
and coming
well,
up.
some of the so some of these are great. We actually have a campaign on now to collect people's stories, but these are not part of that campaign. But the most powerful stories you're going to hear about radon are the stories of those who have either been affected by lung cancer themselves, or who have lost a family member to lung cancer. And I mean, they're heartbreaking stories, but these are powerful advocates for radon awareness. And so we're lucky enough to have several videos already.
Yeah. So we've
And
posted the links. These first two are from Radon Environmental, and then the second two are Ontario Lung Association has worked on these videos.
yeah, so those are really great. Then we've got Mike Holmes and his son Mike Holmes Jr. have done several public service announcements about radon, which are great. You can find them on YouTube or linked right here.
Yeah, and then there's Suzuki's Foundation. They did this video on the Queen of Green, and this is a really neat video because it's really targeted to a specific audience that is interested in the environment. So it's really useful for when you're out. You can use these videos when you're doing presentations if you want, but freely available. And then a quick video that the Lung Association put together. Actually, 3 quick videos.
Yeah, so these are all, these are all great videos. Like if you're trying to do a presentation or something, or even a social media post, these are wonderful resources.
Yeah, so you can check those out, and we'll add as we find. We just linked to the video itself, so it's various organizations have put them together. And then we'll maybe just point out the CARST log. This you should know about if you're on our newsletter list. Often we will post past newsletters here, or sometimes if we don't have space for all the content in our newsletters, we'll link it to our blog. And so these are some really great relevant information for you. So you can kind of go back and check out what's happened in the past and see what's going on in radon through the year.
That's right. Every month we send you a little distilled update.
Yeah.
Great.
And of course, like Erin had mentioned before, we've got the CARST conference coming up. We're super excited. This year is really going to be a great year. So we have had really great engagement with our sponsors. And so we're really thankful for the sponsors that have already jumped on board, and we're already starting to get some registration. And so we want you to remember to sign up, reserve your spot in the hotel. That often the hotel books up quickly. So even we find people will book their hotel room before they may even register with us. So make sure you take time to book your hotel room so that they don't get sold out. And the other thing is the registration, the early bird registration deadline is coming up February 22nd. So you want to make sure you get the cheap rate, register before then. And check the fact daily. As we get speakers scheduled, we will put more and more information here. We've got the radon field trip coming up, and continuing education courses as some additional aspects of the conference. So we'll add more and more information here as it gets developed.
Yeah. And then finally, we have our section of the website that's really targeted towards homeowners. So general information.
Yeah. And so we really wanted to partner or to help you by getting information out. And so we generated quite a bit of content on radon from different angles. And so we've tried to take the approach from perspectives of different homeowners. So come check this out. It may help you with answering questions. We've really smoothed out our verbiage and really simplified it from the feedback we get from you and from homeowners asking questions and that kind of thing. And so we've got one on homeowner health. We've got this one on steps to reduce radon, and so it kind of walks them through, and it really matches nicely with that magnet that I showed you before. We also have a list of kits and measurement professionals and mitigation professionals, so that's a really great resource to point people to if you're looking to get that information out to the public. And then we should really highlight our Unmasking the Faces of Lung Cancer. Erin, you want to talk about this again?
Yeah, well, that's it. So this was the campaign that I touched on briefly when talking about the videos. And this is something that we're really just beginning to roll out, and we're doing it slowly. But most radon professionals at some point or many points come into contact with people who either have had a lung cancer diagnosis or, like I said, they've lost a family member. And it's important for those people to have a place to tell their story. And so you as a professional have probably heard several of those stories already. And we wanted to give them an official voice. And so this is our campaign to collect their stories.
Yeah.
And so we have,
there's a document here that you can click, and it's a PDF, so that it'll take you to something that you can print off, and then a series of questions that you could ask. Or you could direct people to the online forum. So you can click this link, and that'll take you over to the CNRPP page, and then there is an online forum, so they can just come and directly enter the information, and it gives them opportunity to upload a picture of themselves, so that we can have a picture to go along with their story.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll be unrolling that more and more in the months to come.
Yeah. And so then, while we're here on the CNRPP website, we thought we'd just quickly highlight a couple pages here on this site. There is also the page for resources, so it walks you through some of the things that we've already talked about. There is also a mentorship kit that's available for rental. This is part of our training program. But if you are a mitigation professional and you just feel like you want a little bit more experience with doing the micromanometer testing and try out using a flow meter, there's an opportunity to rent a kit here. We do have CNRP Aware available. We unveiled it at our last conference, and so you can watch for that again. If you're interested, you can send me an email, but come and get it from the conference in Ottawa.
Yes, and I think we're supposed to have CARST Aware too, aren't we, Pam?
That's right. Yep, coming soon. So that'll be great.
We'll get right on that.
Yeah. And yeah, so there is, if you should be familiar with this site as well. We're not going to walk you through this one, but you should go and make sure you take time to go check out the pages on this site, because there is repeat information, but from a different perspective again, so that depending on your level of or interest from the homeowner and the type of information that you want to send them to, these could be links that you direct them to.
That's it. So we are always adding more information to the CARST site, either through our webinars, through our newsletters, and also just through content that we gradually develop and add on. So we do, like we said, we encourage you to take the time to log in, update your profile, and just keep an eye on what's going on.
Yeah.
It's a good way to stay in touch.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks very much for giving us your time. And here's our contact information. So if you have changes or suggestions or questions, make sure you send us an email.
That's it. We're easily accessible, and we're here to help.
Great. Thanks very much for helping me with this, Erin.
Oh, thank you, Pam.
All right. Bye.